Okay. I'll call this meeting back to order. We had an executive session at 6 and made some decisions that we'll make public soon, and then we took a short recess. Sorry, we're running a few minutes late, but we wanted to get some food into the group before then. I think we should definitely do a roll call real quick. I know we did one earlier, unless you think that's not appropriate.
No, absolutely.
I'll let you do it then.
Yeah. Good evening.
You guys can.
Jeremy Larson.
Here.
Andrea Burchard.
Here.
Eric Green. Here.
Amy Weirda.
Here.
Shay Scavidi.
Here.
Mayor Green, you have a quorum of the council with all members present.
All right, thank you. Next. Yes. Oh, yeah, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Sorry. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Next is the consent agenda. Did everyone have a chance to read through the consent agenda?
Yes.
All 5 pages.
All those in favor of approving the...
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that carries. We also should do a motion to adopt the agenda.
We did.
Let's do it.
So moved.
Second.
See. Yeah. We have a motion and it's been seconded. Any discussion? I will clarify a few things in my report, but all those in favor of adopting the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Hearing none, the motion carries and the agenda has been adopted. We will move right into reports. So, again, sorry we're running a few minutes late. I wanted to just let everyone know about the changes to the agenda kind of last minute. Staff has brought to us this question about the PUD process and how it should, be treated in the short term and in the long term. And in spite of their want to fix what's broken in the land use development code now, I decided that it's better just to take that on whenever that happens in the future. So I made the decision to pull that PUD discussion off the agenda, and we'll have time in the future to talk about that, but it just didn't seem appropriate since we have such a long agenda tonight. Anyways, that's all I had on that. We do have Stephen Allen's going to come talk to us from the county here in just a little bit, but next we'll go right into the engineering report from Kevin.
Council members, Mayor Green, Kevin Maher, Jorgensen Associates. This last month we've been working on the budgets, trying to help with that process going through on capital items and repair and maintenance, those kind of things, so we can give you all some good numbers to review and make comments on from there. Trail Drive, there have been a few discussions about the fire line size, the water line size, some clearances that we've been working through. We've done some design standard costs that we've pushed to you to see if you want to look at those, trying to make it a little bit easier as the process goes through planning and zoning, so everybody knows what y'all are expecting on the next set of plans. The wastewater treatment plant, we're working with some salesmen and manufacturers trying to find a UV light that fits in the space that we have without having to do major redesign cost on that. Wastewater pretreatment plant, we're doing some performance and bond work with legal. The town received payment for the performance bond. Cambrian, we're looking at the MBR equipment skid. We're looking at some warranty items, the industrial waste permitting, all with wastewater pretreatment. The radio read meters, we're finishing up the last couple of small meters. We've got a couple of bigger ones over at the mega well that we've got to kind of finish up, and then the Target Vault that will be coming up for that 8-inch meter. And then we've been dealing with a lot of invoices with the core and main. And then the DEQ, we have a permit to construct Nelson Lane and Overlook Circle. So those are the items that we've been working on. Anybody has any comments?
So other than that, we have nothing going on.
Nothing's going on. I can get into more details if you
No,
like.
thanks. I mean, unless someone has questions. Anyone questions for Kevin? Thanks, Kevin.
All right, you're welcome.
Planning and zoning report, looks like Mo, you're up.
Just pretty busy. Well, we're busy, but we're not busy. We're mostly busy work with trying to go through the LUDC and fix things that are broken and try to adapt it. And we had a good work session last night. We did a lot of conversating about grading permits and all of those types of things. Our meeting last week, we approved a couple of the site plans and whatnot. So, there's a lot going on, but nothing too out of hand.
Yeah. What's your schedule for, you did a work session last night?
Last night, yes,
For
sir.
land use development code?
Yes, sir.
Like, how many more meetings do you plan on before you have like a recommendation to bring forward or whatever?
You're adorable, only because we had a list of 150 things we wanted to go through, and we went through 2 last night. That
I think
was
we
the
got
longest
3.
session. Just because there's just so much to go through, and there's so many different points of view. I would love to have it done, we would love to have it done in like 4 meetings at the most, but I don't know if that's going to be something to happen. We talked about maybe addressing the ones that are really for something that's coming up to fruition right directly, to try to make that happen sooner, but if we revamp a part of the land use development code, that will also affect something else in the other part of the land use development code. And that's one of our biggest concerns. If we fix something here, we have to fix it over here. And if we piecemeal it, which is what's always happened, which is what we've always done for all the years we've been here, right? Because that's
Kind of the reason why we're in this issue that we're in right now.
Yeah, and it's a challenge because everybody works full-time jobs and having the time to do the homework. I don't know about everybody else, but I don't have all this ample time to research. I would love to do a lot more research and figure a lot more other things out, but it's a challenge. So we're doing what we can. The most we can do is have the public input for anybody who wants to come. Take a look, start reading through the land use development code and see something that's a little funky, come to our meetings, bring it up. That's what we need. If you guys want to help change this town and make it better and do these things, you have to be involved, everybody. So that's what I got.
Nice, Mo.
So we're working on it, Mayor. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but
You weren't just.
we were so.
We appreciate everything you're doing because I know what type of a lift it is.
It is,
not
yeah.
easy.
Well, and we were so excited about maybe getting quite a few things gone through last night, and no. It was a long discussion.
Any
I thought it
questions?
was productive.
It was very productive, yes, but if we have 150 things and we went through 2, our odds are not for us right now. So,
We'll start putting the heat on you in a couple of years, it sounds like.
a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have to revisit the ones we fixed
Right.
this year. So. in a
Any
couple
questions for Mo? Okay,
years. Okay,
thanks.
thank you.
Next is events committee report from Ms. Burchard.
I'd like to start off with scholarships. As we know, when we hold the Winter Jubilee event, that a big part of it is we're raising money for scholarships. And this year, we were able to award 5 to graduating seniors from Star Valley, so we're very excited about that. They were all very impressive candidates and had very impressive applications. The Easter egg hunt was a big success. We thought we were going to have green grass, but Mother Nature squashed that and snowed on us. But it was still great. A lot of kids came out and they had a really good time. Last Friday was the last bingo of the season. We will not do that again until October, and that will be something everyone's looking forward to. We went out with a bang. We had 140 people show up, which was our 3rd highest number for this year, which is pretty good.
Wow.
An average is 80 to 100, so when it gets over 120, it's kind of a big deal. Coming up in May, we have the Mother's Day Market, the weekend of May. The market is the 8th and the 9th, so that's your last chance to go pick up a gift for your mother. Don't forget. And Mountain Days is coming up on June 26th through 28th.
Thank you. June 26th to the 28th.
And then, of course, the big 4th of July celebration.
Right, it'll be the next week. We've got a lot in that time frame, but, okay, economic development. Do you have anything on that? Mr. Larson?
It'll kind of blend into travel and tourism, and I'll just kind of be more specific to Alpine. Let's see, it looks like you also have me down for Lincoln County Travel and Tourism, so I'll get that to one first. We met a couple weeks ago, going over some county grants that we received, also reviewing the branding application that we received. We have another meeting on Thursday, and we'll be reviewing that, hopefully making some decisions then, passing the grants on to the county commissioners for their approval. So back to Town of Alpine Travel and Tourism, Economic Development. We have our travel and tourism meeting, first meeting tomorrow. I don't know if anybody here's in it, but those listening at home, it's going to be very difficult, to say the least. We have, let's see, a little over $455,000 worth of asks, and we have a budget of $220,000. I'd hope for a budget before winter in the 275 to 300 range, but this comes back to economic development. This town needs snow in the wintertime to entice tourism, and we did not have that, and it was really felt with all the sectors, hotel, rentals. So tomorrow, if there's a applicant you like, come up by and just be in the audience for support, because it's going to be a long meeting. There are 24 applicants. They'll have 5 minutes to speak. I'm looking at a 3 to 4 hour meeting tomorrow. And I just have to come back to our mission and purpose, because we're going to be disappointing a lot of people. So the mission and purpose of Alpine's Travel and Tourism is to help create positive experiences for visitors and residents by funding lodging tax dollars to projects in Alpine. Our purpose is to provide for the promotion of travel and tourism within Alpine and to administer the distribution of lodging tax revenue, ideally for the benefit to local businesses and residents of Alpine. Again, I'll just pre-apologize. I will be crushing some dreams tomorrow. I'm sorry, but we just don't have the dollars. That's it.
Thank you for that. Any questions for after that? All right. We'll head next to talk to Stephen Allen, the Lincoln County Chief of Staff. Appreciate you coming.
Mayor, councilors, thank you as always, and this is my third year. I said I'd come up once a year. We always try to wait till after the legislature and kind of give you some updates on that, what we think is coming on with budget. You always know where you stand. I'm always welcome here, and I appreciate it, because I'm not after all the action items. So I appreciate that grace. We want to certainly thank the House Bill 22 failed. That was sponsored by Representative Heiner. You guys are elected every 4 years. It's when the people get a chance to vote. You shouldn't have to question your votes in the meantime. You need to be able to drill down, and having that fear that you could be recalled because somebody disagreed. Having been on city council, I couldn't imagine going through that. We know that the 25% was passed by the legislature. It's different than last year in the fact that not everybody gets it. Number one, you got to apply, and number two, it's got to be a primary resident. That goes away if the 50% referendum comes through, and I'll explain that in a little bit. I think when they did the 25%, and we made this argument, was that they forgot the special districts, right? You got everybody in Cheyenne going, we're cutting 25%, and yet special districts are specifically voted on by the people to share services and agree to pay for those services. So Cheyenne making that decision for those special districts, I find that a little off the freedom boat, if you will. So we're really trying to bring out and fight so they understand the impact of special districts. I mean, we've got 48 to 68, right, if you count school districts and all of that. We live off those here because people say, I want to spend my property tax on those services, and my neighbors agree. So you should have the freedom to do that. With the 50% referendum, the big concern, that is definitely on the ballot. So if it gets passed, it's a 2-year look back. So property tax has to be paid back to January of 2025. That's huge. And it's on all homes regardless, right? And so that's going to be a huge hit for all our special districts, all our cities, all our counties. So a big thing to really consider, educate yourselves when you look at that. When you look at the budget, obviously tourism killed us this year, but so is the coal mine. Coal mine is planning on having the last of their contracts in 2028. Right now they're doing a lot of reclamation. They're basically doing the reclamation, taking the cash out of the bonds. What happens to that is all that assessed value of coal underneath goes off our books. They're still the #1 taxpayer in the county. We expect them to drop significantly next year with all of these things going on. So hopefully they can find a new owner. They're still 5 million ton where they're at now. There's another 67 million ton across the way that's leased but not permitted. Cross your fingers, because that will be a big thing. The highlight, obviously, I'll remind everybody that PILT money's going down. The feds just are never consistent with that. We get the half they promise, and then they cut it half again this year. So we're taking whammies almost everywhere we go. I will say some good things, though. We have TerraPower, and that's $5 million in sales tax every year through 2031. And the beauty of that is everybody shares that by population. So we fight hard for that industry down there because that sales tax and bring them in, I will tell you, we have Williams putting in brand new turbines. We have Naughton plant rebuilding 3 stacks. I mean, they're putting in new turbines, they're putting in new bearings. These are $10 million. So besides the TerraPower, we could have some really good sales tax over the next 18 months. So look at your historical data as you budget, and hopefully that can help make up some of the things that we lost in tourism. So some of the things that we did catch, though, is if everybody remembers all those big white boxes that came through here last year, right, 181 of them, we tried as hard as we could to get the state involved, make sure there were safety things, and that, because I know I got caught on them turning onto McNeil Road. The beauty of that is they were storing them for more than 30 days. Sales tax is based on point of delivery. We called them out on it. You can pay 5 cents here, or you can pay 7 cents there, but you got to pay sales tax to Wyoming. We got over $700,000 for those 181 that were just residing here until they could take them to Jackson. So those are the things we're fighting for. We're keeping our eye to benefit from every bit of that. Talking about the ballot, we know there are 2 items that are coming up. May 19th, obviously, the EMS is coming up. Everybody's kind of got a different opinion on EMS. Coming from healthcare, I obviously have a different one. They're going to be hard-pressed to, if the commissioners actually say, yes, we'll form the board, right? There's 2 ways of doing it. Either you come to the commission and the commission forms a board, or you do a petition. Well, they knew they didn't have enough time because to get on the general ballot, it's got to be in the clerk's office by July 15th. And the petition has to actually be 60 days before that because the assessor and the clerk's got to validate every name and every address. So they would have been hard-pressed to get that. We get that. But you're really asking the commission a hard question of, do they take that out of the hands of the voter? I don't know which way the commission is going to go, but that's a hard question to put before them. So on May 19th, that'll come up. If that comes up, then all of a sudden we have to advertise for board members. So we'll have 2 weeks of that because they're going to have to appoint 2 weeks later, because if they don't, then the board will have basically 30 days to get their agenda done, their bylaws done, the petition to actually be on the ballot for a mill levy. So the board will make the decision for the mill levy. That will go before the voters. So you get a vote on the mill levy, but then you permanently lose your right to vote on those board members. And that's a concern, right? If you do it by petition, it's all elected by the people, both the board and the mill levy. So in this case, it's going to be a hard question for them, right? I think they're going to be still hard pressed. So we could end up with a board and 0 funding for 2 years minimum. Hard thing to look at. The other thing is, I know there's a petition going around from the GOP on the 5 commissioners. We talked about this last time I was here about what did I think about those. And obviously have had a lot of thought about that. Certainly, we respect whatever the people want, right? Those are the people we work for. If the people in Lincoln County want 5, that's who we work for, and we respect that. The people have to educate themselves, though. If it gets to the ballot, which means they have to obviously have it 60 days in before June 5th, July 15th, and so on, there are 2 parts to that vote. One is, do you want 5 commissioners, right? The second vote is, do you want districts? The real concern there is that if you have 5 districts, they're based on 3 things statutorily that the commission can consider: population, economics, and topography. Upper Valley, Lower Valley, right, South Lincoln, but the population doesn't fit well in each one of those categories. So even if you did that, just say we did 5 commissioners and we did 5 districts, you no longer get a vote for 5 commissioners. You get a vote for 1.
We're fine with that. We would just love to have a commissioner that showed up here
And I think
on a reasonable basis. And I think, I hear what you're saying, but I think the other side of that is, I think it improves our experience with the commissioners, so.
Well, I'm going to cover some of those good things
Right,
that
good.
commissioners do, as I always come prepared. But what we're saying is, on both of those, if they get to the ballot, educate yourself, make the decision that's right for you. We have no position, obviously, on any of those. Some great things you guys are doing that we watch very closely. Ken Koleski has now been with us 2 years, and he's starting to make all kinds of headways in planning and zoning. And I know your city has reached out to him for his expertise, and he has really grown. I can't say enough about how hard that kid's working. But supporting you guys' annexation, all the way. Commissioners like annex away. We love every bit of it. I think your hiring of administrator, bringing that to a professional level, just says a lot about what this town's doing in their forward thinking. So congratulations on concerning all of those. We are, I will tell you, one, you're going to be talking about the fireworks. Yes, we're reviewing the 2 that we know are standing and understanding how they got permitted, and we're considering, if you go with the resolution to decline it here, then we're going to look at how we can support you, obviously keeping those property rights, but at the same point, trying to honor your wishes. We know it's going to be a dry season. This is a public health and safety any way you cut it. And so, just so you know, we're behind you, and that we're looking to help wherever we can. That brings up...
I have a quick question on that.
Yes,
Just
sir.
that the county fire marshal has kind of the final say on when it becomes July 4th, if it's going to be allowed to have fireworks at all, correct?
We could do a ban through the fire marshal making the recommendation to the
Right.
commission.
It's
That's
kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but there is a potential of the ban happening because of conditions.
Absolutely, and what they primarily look at is moisture in the soil. So there's condition, once the fire chief sees where that is, he makes a recommendation to the commission, we enact it right away, so, yep,
Okay, it goes through the commission.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep,
Perfect.
yep. We have a concern about oddball fuel storage at the airport. Just so you know, we're watching it very closely. We've made some comments of inappropriate, you need to kind of come back into concerns, so just so you know, we're watching those things as well. A lot of the support things that we do, obviously, I always remind the cities, if you're going to the state for anything, right, you can always go to Senator Dockstetter, and yeah, I know he's back there. But if you're going to SLIB, if you're going to WYDOT, if you're going to Wyoming Business Council, or any grants, right, or the feds, let us know. We are always glad to support you with a letter. And when it comes from the commission, those people sit up a little bit, right? Because now it's not just Alpine, right, and your population saying it, it's a whole county, right? And there's a lot of strength in that. And so we want to be there for you when you do that. The Wyoming Business Council is doing a Thane study. They're one of 10 towns that got selected for housing and affordable housing. They're going to be looking also at, I think, affordable building codes and things like that to help support that. Wyoming Business Council, I'll be down the end of this month at the Joint Minerals and Business and Economic Development Committee, because they're going to be talking about industrial siting, and that's a big push. We've tried to get some of the towns up here involved in industrial siting. We did 4 over the last 2 years, and Afton was as close as we could get based on the map they draw and so on. And we were successful. They've got some good money in for the next 5 years, which is great. But Wyoming Business Council is looking at doing regions for their money, and they say, we have a pot of money, and we'll set it to certain regions, because some people have said, well, certain parts of the state, Sheridan, get all the money, right? Did I say that out loud? Got to work on that internal monologue. As much as we love Sheridan, and we love their downtown, but I was asked my opinion if they wanted to split Lincoln County and bring the upper half and put you with Teton, Sublette, and everybody else down with UN and Sweetwater, and I said, absolutely not. We want to be one county, we want to be one together, and we want to be able to work with that pot of money together, right? So it's just something they're playing with. They haven't made that decision, but they are having some conversations this week. We had Chloe Valentine, our rep, in today talking to the commissioners about their meetings. Some of the Fed stuff going on, man, timber, wild and scenic, multiple use, right? The whole forest revision, roadless rules. Harriet Hageman's doing a great job of getting that off. When that gets off, timber opens up a lot. So wild and scenic, our position is no new rivers, because the minute you put wild and scenic on it, then you have restrictions on how close you can camp next to the rivers. We recognize, and when we're talking about the forest revision, county's position is simply that we are a working forest. We are multi-use, we are multi-access, and it needs to remain that way. We respect other counties that want to do conservation. There's a need for that, I get that. But we are working forest in our part of the Bridger Teton. So those are the things we're fighting for with them. County, of course, you know, we've done a lot up this way. You know, we, of course, 50,000 when you built the Civic Center, $1 million for the library, $2 million down Grays River. We're looking for those projects again, right? We put in, when the YDOT closed down the Narrows to 1 doing the bridge, we went out and put 67,000 into Grover Park immediately, so we had an emergency access between the upper and lower valleys. So we understand the importance of access between Star Valley and where we're going. The other thing we did was the YDOT came in. We didn't realize they were looking at bridges last year, and they looked at McNeil Road Bridge and said, that's closed. You got 3 full developments on the other side of the river with no access but that. We jumped in, and within weeks we had a temporary bridge in there. We had one person that was building a house. I think we held him up for 3 days. So I want to thank my engineer and my road superintendent, because they just jumped on it. We got it taken care of. Now you have this nice new bridge over on McNeil Road, so which will last for a lot longer. We're really pleased about that as well. You guys don't get as much up here, but down south we have the checkerboard, so we're always fighting BLM. If we want industry in here, and I always say that, you know, Lincoln County's a car, right? South Lincoln County's your engine. Up here, you guys are those wonderful pinstripes, beautiful body lines. Afton's that warm leather seat with the burl wood trim. And I was asked, well, what's your job? I said, well, the car needs some wheels, and my job's keep the wheels on the car and hopefully going in the right direction. So that was a quote to Duke, so it should be on the radios. But understanding that each one of those 3 economic zones have a whole different need of what they, and we brought Bob King on as an economic developer to redevelop the Star Valley Chamber of Commerce, so we could identify what can we do up here in retail, in tourism, and recreation, because those are the real bailiwicks up in this economy. So he's doing a great job with that, and one of the best things is he took the lead on the 250 semi-quincentennial. Our coins are in, and we're looking forward to yours. The scavenger hunt's going to be 40 locations throughout the county. You only got to go to 20 and you get a free coin. So we're going to present, the commissioner's going to put 9 sets together and present each of the city a ceremonial set of all the coins from the city and the county. So we're really excited about that, and Bob is just doing a great job with that. He got 10,000 from the state. Were you guys able to get any off of that? I think you did you? Yeah. See, some people listen to us because we put it out like 8 months ahead, and then somewhere like December 16th, Steve, would you write me a letter? Sure, I'll write you a letter. money was gone by then, unfortunately. So we opened up our coffers a little bit and offered those cities help that needed it, and, they really haven't yet, so that's kind of good. That brings it back to, I want to thank Jeremy for sitting on the Travel and Tourism Committee. We did a committee, not a joint powers board, and this is something I came up with because we felt it was important for the county's money and all the cities with their lodging tax boards, because you need to save your money for your city to promote those events that you're having here. County money is saying, how do we bring people for all of us, right? And so we made the commissioners appoint 3, and then every leader, the president or their appointee, actually sits on that board. So every lodging tax has a say-so on it when they show up, and Jeremy does, and we appreciate that. So that way we can divvy up what this county's portion is. That was the fairest way we could look at it and still let everybody know we were using that money to support county as a whole. I'm hoping that next year we can have a good booklet where everybody's included in it, and start a yearly thing, but we're obviously still early on in that process. AAWPC, the preparation that these guys are doing, we came up, I brought Commissioner Bowers, Commissioner Shumway, and we sat in on last year's fire preparation that we did at the firehouse. They learned a lot about emergency management and what it takes. And so we had Jay Hokinson in today giving his report and talking about what they're going to do for their next one up in Jackson and what they're preparing for a really dry season. So we were really glad to hear about that as well. Sewage study, we're putting in $50,000. DEQ did a 2015 study about nitrates migrating to the Salt River. We're conservationists. We want to protect that Salt River because it flows right into Palisades, right? We're back to how does it all fit? Well, what we did was, and it was Ken Koleski, he pulled up DEQ and said, you're supposed to review this every 3 years. You're a little late. They said, whoops. So they're putting in $25,000. We're letting Trouts Unlimited, Tanner Belknap, run the show. We're doing all of the samples that they did last time. We added, I think, 4 new ones. So over from 2026 to 2028, when we get the study finalized, we're actually adding DNA testing. We want to know is, as the nitrates come through in the E. coli, is it agricultural or is it human, right? That's a big question for us, and that's been posed. We all heard about the septic problems last year. I had a big septic meeting with all the cities. I want to thank Leisure Valley down by Star Valley Ranch. They have a private ponds. They expanded their ponds and allowed all of that sewage and sludge to be treated there. So all of our septics no longer had to travel out, which allowed them to do more septic maintenance, which was great. Now, the good thing is Dry Piney Helium project, which was an industrial site, the county got $1.2 million. But what's really interesting is Cokeville got $1 million out of that. They're going to upgrade their sewer so they can take septic. So we see that as the long-term help to the valley to be able to take septic down there. We're putting in a sewer plant. We got $4.4 million from Wyoming Business Council to help the capacity that Kemmer's having, because they're going to need a lot of homes. Next year, TerraPower's thinking we're going to have 1,600 here around April, May, and so we're really hustling for houses and capacity. We're going to do a 2-modular unit. It's going to get a take septic as well. So they'll have 2 really good locations they can go to, and they're expandable. So it's really exciting on what we're doing. So I wanted to follow up and let you know what we did to solve that problem. And it took a private-public partnership to get it done, and it cost the county 0 money. That sewer plant is $0 to us because of the Dry Piney industrial siting and the Wyoming Business Council money. So we're excited about that. Lots of Grays River Collaborative. I think Brett Story's doing an absolute great job to get the Forest Service to say, okay, it's time to get off our buns and get some work done. So they have a lot of projects they're hoping to get done. As always, it comes down to who's going to fund it, right? So that's going to be a question as we move forward. We're updating the emergency management plan into the comprehensive plan. Again, Jay Hokinson's crew's been working on that very hard, and we're hoping they'll get that wrapped up this year as well. Wherever we can help you, give us a call. Today some Mylars were done and they'll be filed tomorrow in the clerk's office. And so we had a project and we didn't want to push it off anymore. So we got them Today, I put them personally in front of the commission. They were approved, signed, so you're done, relating to Councilor Scafidi. So those are the things we can do if we know about, right? It's all about good communication. With that, what kind of questions, concerns have you got of me?
Where do we stand on live streaming?
Live streaming, I'm so glad you brought that up. So everybody thought I was kooky when I said, well, it's going to be about $50,000, right? And we had the nice gentleman out, Cokeville, said, he's full of BS, right? And a few other expletives. And so we went to an outside study, very cheaply. It was $4,200. We used the same people Supreme Court uses across the state. We have 3 areas we have to look at. The current boardroom, which is in an attic, so it has acoustic problems. We have the Afton we have to redo. And then, of course, we have to look at the district courtroom, because if we go to 5 commissioners, and this is what people don't understand, my job is to look 2 and 3 budget years in advance, right? Commissioners say, well, if this happens, do we have something on the shelf ready? So this is what we're looking at. So they took their time, they would look through it. It came in at $335,000.
I don't believe it for 1 minute.
No.
I don't believe it.
No chance.
You guys, I hate to tell you,
Here's
I think
what.
you might be looking at the wrong thing and focusing on the wrong thing.
No, actually, we're not, right? Let's talk about it. I think the first part of this is transparency. That's right. Some people call it, the resolutions we got, and then when we look at what the GOP wanted, everything from, hey, we just want you to give us a Zoom link, right, to the very fact of we want interactivity on every session. So we had to kind of look at both of those. Part of the cost is that all of the stuff in the district court and the old courthouse is all being taken out. So we have to replace that. So we can put that off a little bit. But when we look at the acoustics in the current boardroom, we have right now 4 different audios right now. If you listen to our audio tape, you can hear shuffling of paper, you can hear clicks. We need to correct that stuff. And that's only about $110,000 just for that. But here's what we're
Happy to
doing.
hear your clicks and paper and everything. We just want to see your meetings.
No, I get that.
It's $5,000.
It's up, okay. Go.
So here's the point, right? It's about transparency. So what can we do in the meantime until the commissioners can understand the budget and say, okay, we're ready to kick that off? My job is to have it shelf ready. We're shelf ready. Now we got to see when they want to kick it off, okay? But what did we do in the meantime that we could control? We added the audios, obviously, to the website. If you look at every one of the agendas, I have now put every motion that I present. So any actual items on the agenda, just like yours do, but I also added the calendar. So when you look at that calendar, you can see what our commission is doing, what our activities are for the next 30 days. So that costs us nothing to do any of that, right? So that's where we came halfway, listened, and said, let's get some transparency and get some stuff going. I realize that it's a passionate for some folks, right? But it's also got to be a comfort zone for the elected body. They have to be comfortable with it.
I do have, well, I'm going to move on to the next topic.
Let me just hit one more thing, and then, so I have a pretty easy recommendation for, I think, concern from the commissioners was going to 5, how do we pay for them? So I would think that a reasonable suggestion would be, you have 3 commissioners get paid $50,000 apiece right now. Go to 5, they're going to be doing less, and they could reduce their salary to $30,000. They don't have to travel as far, they have a district that's, so same amount of money. That's my recommendation.
I would argue that to say that there is a lot more money to that. It's definitely growth of government, and you're talking a minimum of $300,000 to bring 2 more commissioners on, number one. Number two, not all commissioners make $50,000 right now. The other 2 only make $39,800 to be a little more exact. So now, the new commissioners coming on, it got approved today on the elected officials' salaries, which we're required to do every 4 years. And yes, the commissioners will be going to $50,000 each. But the length and the breadth of this county requires a lot of fleet, access, and so on. You're not, if you said to me, okay, we go to districts, we're going to have 1 county commissioner up here. He can't just sit up here. We can't just create an office, right? Where I'm going to create 5 new offices for 5 commissioners, right? They're required to meet down at the county seat. The commissioner By statute, when they walk out their door, they are considered on duty. You actually have to have a commissioner available in this county, ready to answer any emergency at any time. That's what they get called on to do. Our commissioners now attend 136 meetings a year. There are only 4 part-time positions in the county on the elected officials. One of them is a coroner, and none of us want to see him, right? The other 3 are your commissioners. Everybody else is a full-time position. Our job and your job are totally different. How we approach that and communicate to constituents has a larger, right, dynamic of how we have to do that. We have 22,000 people. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yep. But your position is not political, right? So you're open to hearing from everybody?
Absolutely.
Correct.
And my job is to inform the commissioners of all aspects and all views. You send it to me, it shows up in their email, or it shows up on a formal commission meeting.
You might see something from us, but anyways, I'll start hammering you on that. Go ahead.
That's
Work down the
okay.
road.
You mentioned that the county would be willing to perhaps give letters of support.
Absolutely.
So one of the things was we had a retail liquor license come up. And so it was like piranhas trying to give that out. We'd love it to give it to everyone. And we're not just talking 6 liquor stores. We're talking wine bar, restaurant, a couple restaurants. And so I talked to Representative Byron about sponsoring a bill. So it's called like the Resort Narrow Gateway. It's
Okay.
where we would take population for us from Broken Wheel to Bananas. And then that would gain us 3 to 4 liquor licenses. And so I guess I just wanted to ask, because I've been working on it, is that I would present that to the commissioners, because I want it to make it to the next legislative session if possible, and obviously Senator Dockstader I will reach out to too. I just don't want to bug him too much. But that's one thing. I don't want it to look as just as like an alcohol sales. For us, it creates community, it creates services. So we keep getting more and more of a larger population, but we don't have restaurants to give to them. We don't have those things because part of that liquor license keeps them open.
Sure.
And so I just want to lay that at your feet, that hopefully soon we might come ask for a letter.
I'd absolutely
Okay.
love to see that. I wasn't
Okay.
familiar with that bill.
Yep.
I know the commissioners will consider anything you put in front of them. So,
Because economically, those
It
sales
makes sense.
taxes also supplement our budget. So,
it doesn't matter where a dollar's made.
Yeah.
In LaBarge, Cokeville, Opal, 65 people, right? Everybody shares in those dollars equally. So absolutely, I think it's a wonderful idea and it's well worth consideration. And I will thank you, Mayor, for, last time I was here, I had a list of 12 things after my, and I only got 2 today, so. Are there other,
Did you have anything else?
No.
Okay, Amy, did you have any questions? Mr. Larson, do you have anything?
No, thank
Oh,
you.
you got off easy.
I did.
Well, I really appreciate you coming, and there's a few things that we might follow up with you here in the near future.
Be glad to.
But I appreciate you coming, and yeah, we look forward to your update next year, and yeah.
And if you need me sooner, I'm always welcome to come up, but I always talk 45 minutes, and I know you got a long time tonight.
Yep.
And if it really helps, Mayor, yes, I do sweat when I come to, I know it's going to be.
We know you come willingly, so.
Into the fray.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot those arrows. But
Anyways,
I appreciate your courtesy, Mayor and council.
yeah,
So thank you.
absolutely. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll keep moving on. Next, to do a public hearing. So what we have to do is we have to, statutorily, we have to have a public hearing and take public comment on the liquor license application. So I will open the public hearing, and Madam Clerk, what's the process here? What do we need to do?
So, I'm sorry, I was not listening to.
Monica, wake up.
I was reading it.
Oh, okay. Do I need to make a motion?
No, so you just need to open the public hearing.
Yes.
And then we just need to
Take public.
let them know what is on the agenda for the public hearing, and then we can accept public comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just read this.
I-
This item is a public hearing before the town council to consider a retail liquor license application submitted by Triple JL Companies doing business as Alpine Standard
Yep.
for the property located at 120 US Highway 89. So with that being said, I will open it up to public comment. If anyone has anything they'd like to tell us about this is your chance to do it. You're not required to say anything. Okay, going once, no public comment. Going twice, 3 times, you're gone. I will now close the public hearing. That was easy. Next, we are going to go on to our next public hearing, which I will now open. This item is a public hearing before the Town Council to consider the Planning and Zoning Commission's recommendation for approval of the Plan Unit Development, PUD, submitted by Dead Horse Development LLC. I wonder if anyone from Dead Horse wanted to make a comment? Thank you. Come on up.
Do we have any visuals on this?
We'll make a comment. Yes. So we are applying for a PUD as recommended by the P&Z and Gina. We have an existing project north of town. It's on the corner of the highway and Elkhorn Drive over there. It's a commercial project. It's about 24,000 square feet total in 2 separate buildings. Those buildings were built in a way to divide them up into individual units. We have 8 units available. We are looking at, so this is a permitted project. We've gone through all of the permitting, structurals with the state, fire marshal, everyone. Parking's all available. The only thing we're asking for on this is to be able to divide those units up into individual ownership with CC&Rs governing the lot.
Overall, yeah.
Basically. So we can sell 1,500 square feet. We have 7 of those, and we would like to sell 1,500 square feet available for commercial.
In reality, what this allows you to do is sell them off, and small business owners could buy these instead of having to buy some big warehouse and do it themselves. Now they can buy a 1,500 square foot, something that's already built and suit to fit for what they need, and then be up and going within a period of time, right?
Right.
That's the concept.
That's the concept.
Yep.
It's shared land cost, shared maintenance, shared snow plowing, that kind of thing. It does let small business owners come in and actually own something rather than renting. And yeah, we have a lot of business owners that want space.
Right.
So that's the concept. I think you're familiar with the project, so.
Yeah.
And
And you're within a few months of being complete, right?
yeah, we're trying to get, so our anchor company is South Park Metalworks, who's currently working north of town on the corner of County Road 100
Yep.
and the highway. And they are the anchor company. They're taking about 13,000 square feet, and then we have 7 other units that are 1,500 square feet. So we are trying to get them in by June 1st. That is the big push.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll be building out one of the units for myself
Right.
as an office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, any other questions for Rex regarding?
I guess the only
Project.
question I brought up was you have 5 point something ERUs.
3.6.
Is that it?
Or 8, something like that.
So then, just, once you're built out, then you'll assign those ERUs, obviously, and then
Correct.
whoever needs to add an ERU, that will just be part of the sale?
So one of the things, like
Yeah.
so we're offering stubs into each unit for bathrooms, but they are not completed. So anybody wanting to build out one of those units still needs to come in for a permit for tenant improvements.
Okay.
Unless they just use it as simple warehousing, and then there's no ERUs at all.
Then they don't work. Okay?
Am I not mistaken by, like, we have to calculate potentially when they come in, let's just say they
Yes.
add a bunch of fixtures
Yes.
to the
Well,
unit.
yeah, so if a laundromat comes in, it's obviously
Yeah.
going to impact somebody more, but a laundromat, again, will be in front of the planning and zoning.
Right.
And that'll be opportunity to assess those ERUs.
It's-
That was a kind of a hurdle, how
Yeah.
to assess.
How to do it.
Properly when we don't really know what's going to go in.
We've also changed the rules since you.
You're always changing the rules. You're a
Yeah.
moving target.
So the utility procedure ordinance requires that water and sewer fees are paid prior to getting any building permit. And so in the case of these units specifically, when they come to do that permitting, that assessment, they will have to bring drawings and fixtures, units will be calculated, and they will pay additional fees.
Do you already have businesses interested in purchasing?
We do.
That becomes-
We have business hovering around. We have to wait till we have plats before we can sell, but yeah, we do have
But
people.
there is interest.
Yeah,
Very good.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Any other questions for us? Thanks, Rex.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Rex.
Any other public comments? All right, going once, going twice, going 3 times. I will now close the public hearing portion of this meeting. Next, we will move on to action items. The first one, I'm going to have Jim help us out with this one, but this is Resolution 2026-016. And I would entertain a motion if there was one to be put on the table.
Motion to approve resolution number 2026-016, a resolution repudiating unauthorized communication and clarifying the official position of the town of Alpine.
Second?
We have a motion, it's been seconded. Discussion. Jim, maybe you could lend some color to this.
Well, I think it speaks for itself.
Okay.
I don't know what else. Your mic is on. What, excuse me?
Your mic is on.
It speaks for itself. There was a email sent to bank, and it came from the town's email, and looked like that the town was proposing a position by Councilperson Scafidi, and we just need to make sure that the bank understands that that isn't our position and doesn't represent what we are trying to do.
Okay. Appreciate it. Any discussion, questions, comments?
Am I allowed to have one?
You can, yes, you are certainly.
I know. All I'm going to say is, my communication was sent in good faith. It was sent from the wrong email. I will always remain committed to working collaboratively and within established processes moving forward.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Drop down the email.
Okay. Seeing as though there's no further comment, I imagine you're going to abstain? Okay. All those in favor of resolution number 2026-016, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Resolution carries. Next is resolution number 2026-017, a resolution appointing a water commissioner for the town of Alpine. Do we have a do we have a motion?
Motion to approve resolution number 2026-017, a resolution appointing the water commissioner for the town of Alpine.
Second?
We have a motion, it's been seconded. Discussion. Madam Clerk, this just came around basically because statutorily we have to have a water commissioner, correct?
Correct, and my apologies, we neglected upon passing the utility procedure ordinance, we should have within that same time frame have done this step, which is appoint the water commissioner, because it's required by ordinance.
Okay. Obviously, Craig's the no-brainer choice for this, but does anyone have any questions or comments regarding this resolution? Okay. All those in favor of resolution number 2026-017, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, resolution carries. Next, we have resolution number 2026-018, resolution approving the town of Alpine's submission to voters of the town of Alpine's lodging tax question on the 2026 election ballot.
Motion to approve resolution number 2026-018, a resolution approving the town of Alpine's submission to voters of the town of Alpine a lodging tax question on the 2026 election ballot.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Weirda. We have we have a motion. It's been seconded. Discussion. Obviously, this is, to me, a no-brainer to keep this going forward. We've been doing amazing things with the lodging tax, all the programs that we've done. You've spoken at length about it.
Mr. Mayor, I'll just remind the council, as this going forward, the council does not have an opinion on the lodging tax. We just give information, and the information.
This is education.
Education and information that we've had this now for 4 years. This is not a permanent tax. The lodging tax is, again, not a permanent tax. It comes up for reelection every 4 years, and this would be the year that it does come up for reelection.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is this the time when we would have to say whether we wanted 1% or 2%?
Could be. If let me just read.
I thought it said 2% was what it was, but 1% is all.
It's actually written down below. It says, shall the Alpine Town Council governing body.
It gives the choice.
On the ballot, it'll give a choice?
No. On our resolution here. The Town of Alpine Travel and Tourism Promotion Board and the Town of Alpine have determined it is necessary to submit to the qualified electors of the town the proposition for imposition of 1% of the potential 2% lodging tax.
Gotcha.
And so it is 1%.
That's where it means to say. Absolute no-brainer to me. My only question is, should it be 2%?
My personal thought, my educated thought would be I'd keep it at 1%. Everything's pretty expensive right now. I don't know if it would be as well received at 2% as it would at 1%. And I'll just give everybody, so it's really fuzzy math, and then I've got an update on even more fuzzy math. So currently, we have a 6% lodging tax. So if you stay in any hotel, motel, RV park, Airbnb, even guide service that is based out of the incorporated boundaries of the town of Alpine, you'll pay a 6% lodging tax on that stay. That 6% goes to the state. The state automatically kicks back that 1%, because that's what we're voting on right now, to the town of Alpine. Then the state keeps 3% for state of Wyoming travel and tourism. And then they take that 2%, and that 2% goes back to the county in which it was taken. That 2% then is combined with everybody else in the county's 2%. And the state, the county does not do the math here, the state does all the figuring, and then it's divided into a weighted average. So as the town of Alpine, we have, I don't know if we have the majority of hotels, motels, and RVs within Lincoln County, but we have a good proportion. So of the 2% from everybody that's going back to the county, we get 25.4% of that roughly, and that's what comes back to us. So with this, if the voters choose to reenact or to approve this in November, nothing will have changed from the last 3.5 years. So that math would still stay the same. If the voters choose not to reelect this, then we lose the 1%, and then the math still stays the same. So because we have a travel and tourism board, an official travel and tourism board, we'll still get that divvied up portion from the county. We'll just lose out on the 1%. And I'd love to give you an actual amount at that 1%, but for the past 3.5 years, as everybody knows here, we've grown so much, we've annexed in RV parks, hotels, so each year has been a different amount because we've been growing. So I don't have this year I project this, or next year I project that. We just keep growing, and we do what we can with what we have.
Okay.
But
Thanks for that.
But from 3.5 years ago's math, that shook out to be 225,000 for this year for travel and tourism?
Yeah, so with this math, for the fiscal year 26, 27, the budget will be $220,000. Yeah, and that's, last year, we had a budget, I want to say, it's in a different file, I want to say it was around the 235 range. And then the year before that, because the county was holding on to monies for years, we got $250,000 from them as one lump sum, but our take in-house from the town itself, remember, it was maybe $80,000, $70,000?
Yeah,
something like that. So, but it's been growing. And in the past, what your lodging tax dollars has gone to, fireworks, mountain days,
Winter Jubilee.
Winter Jubilee,
Friends with the Bridger Teton.
Friends of the Bridger Teton, their ambassador program, Alpine Travel and Tourism, Alpine Trails and Pathways, grooming on the lake bed for cross-country skiing and whatnot, music in the mountains every Thursday, Reggae Festival last year. Trout Unlimited. That's a big one because the Trout Unlimited, it's a seed fund, so it's for their movie night that'll be coming up here in a couple of weeks. But what that does is raise funds for rehab on like the salt and the grays with Tanner from Trout Unlimited. So that's that's actually a growing seed fund. And then obviously, state statutorily, we have to promotion, advertising. So we've worked with, I don't know if you saw the video Sam and Paul put together of the Winter Jubilee. That was really good. We've worked with SBI Media doing geofencing. So if you're, say, in the Wasatch Front or Idaho Falls, you go into a fishing store and you look at your phone, Town of Alpine will pop up on your phone of, hey, we got great fishing. So just to kind of encourage you that way. And then it also we have it set up in that almost 40%, 37.5%, or excuse me, almost 60%, 57.5% goes to advertising, promotion, and events. And then we have 37.5 goes to impacts of tourism. And grant recipients of that has been Alpine Fire District for equipment because, we're a town of 1,360 people, but we get over 1 million people coming through here in the summertime. So there's that impacts to tourism portion of it. And then the last 5%, because our board believes in the arts, it goes to a specific art project. So Lincoln County Arts, they've received several grants from us as well from the Arts Festival that was new last year. Last year was their second year, so 2 years ago. If anybody has gone to that, they've done other art projects. We have another art project received from the state and is hoping to back up from travel and tourism as well.
Okay. So
there's a lot.
Mr. Sanderson, did you have something?
Shay,
to add?
did you have something first?
No.
Okay. So you mentioned Airbnbs, and that's not in your resolution. Is that, and it's not in the part of the state statute, but you said that the state was collecting that.
It should be, because it should be collecting on all Airbnbs and B&Bs, or short-term rentals. So if it's under 30 days, the state should be collecting it.
Hotels, motels.
I think your language needs to,
Which line?
in your ballot.
Oh, the ballot one?
Yeah. I know it says
Similar
And similar establishments.
Oh.
quarter.
what would you recommend that it
Transient,
say?
yes.
What short-term rentals?
Short-term rentals
Yeah.
only?
Yeah, STRs.
Okay.
And then a quick question, just to clarify. For impacts of tourism, I know this year you said the fire district, but is the town ever able to be part of that? As like, and I'm going to bring it up, the sewer plant? Like, that's part of, I think, taking care of tourism. Is that something that's viable
Yeah,
in
I mean,
future years?
if it meets the definition of from our bylaws, I could
Okay.
definitely say.
I'll read
It's like a
I'll read the
The
definition.
end result of tourism definitely can end up at the sewer plant.
There we go.
Emphatically.
It's going to be beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Did you have something? I would entertain a motion to amend the final paragraph or the ballot
Make a
measure.
motion to amend the final paragraph of now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the town council of the town of Alpine, Wyoming, changing the language of, quote, shall the Alpine Town Council, the governing body for the town of Alpine, Wyoming, be authorized to enact a 1% lodging tax imposed on hotels, motels, campgrounds, dude ranches, bed and breakfasts, and other STRs or short-term rentals, providing quarters or space for the transient guests for the primary purpose of promoting travel and tourism in the town of Alpine, end quote. Is there supposed to be a question mark after that? Should that be a period?
It's a
That's-
question.
It's a question.
Question, shall that, yeah, shall that.
Yep. We have a lengthy motion of amendment. Did we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Any discussion on that one change? All right. All those in favor of said amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, amendment passes. Back to the original. I think we got that covered. Mr. Sanderson, do you feel comfortable with that? Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page for 1%. So I'll just do a little straw poll right here. Are you fine with 1, or would you rather look at 2, consider 2?
I think 1 is appropriate for
Okay.
now.
One.
Okay, so we'll stick with 1. Everyone's on the same page. Any other discussion on this? Mr. Larson, are you recusing or abstaining? You don't
No,
feel?
no, not for this, we're not,
Okay,
I'm not issuing
okay.
anything.
Perfect. Let's go to the question here. All those in favor of resolution number 2026-018, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, resolution carries. Okay, next, resolution number 2026-021. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve resolution number 2026-021, authorizing certain improvements by the Alpine Education Foundation, Inc. at the leased premises located at 200 Buffalo Drive.
Second.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Any discussion?
Did we have a picture?
Dave, did you have, there's an application here. Let's just see if it's got it on there.
Does not have a picture there.
She has the plans. Gina brought them to the
Oh, okay, great. We'll roll them out here on the table. Dave, do you want to just come up and give us a quick summary of what you're
Let's go.
wanting to do over there?
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
So what we're asking for is a sign at each entrance for the school, for the charter school. Those are 7 by 7, so we have 2 entrances. And then on the building, we want to put a sign that's 3 foot by 16 feet. And then we want to put a fence around the playground to keep the kids in. And then we're asking, the only one thing that's outside of our lease is we're given a 30-foot flagpole. And we were wondering if we could put that up, because our lease says 20 feet. And, next to us is, on the same property, is 80-foot power lines. And we just didn't want to cut the pole down to 20 feet. We think it would look funny. So we want your permission for that,
It was given to you?
given to us.
Okay. I have one question, and keep in mind, I walked down there quite a bit, and I was just yesterday looking at, Dave, on this corner over here, you can come up, there's a 2-track that comes right here, and it connects to an opening right there. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, just so you know, we did leave 10 feet off the property line for Jeremy Larson's request.
Okay.
Our fence is 10 feet this way, so that this pathway can be connected in the future.
Perfect.
And that, yeah.
Okay, so I think that handles that, actually. Yeah.
And if you guys needed more, it wouldn't hurt our building.
I'll take mine.
Take a 15 feet or something.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. Any questions for Dave while we've got him up here?
Straightforward.
Do you want to see that?
No, I can see,
Can
I
you
can
see
see
it?
it.
Okay.
And it is lit.
They are lighted
Well,
signs,
with solar down reflecting lights is what our thought was, so.
similar to what Riverview Meadows put in. Those.
I'm not familiar with what they have in
Okay.
there, but it would be something that would be,
Per LUDC,
yeah, down,
Yeah.
running down.
you know, yep.
When you get to that point, you may just look at what we did over there. Rob LaPierre did a great job putting that together, so just maybe look at that. It's very low impact. You can,
Yeah, just so you can see it when you drive.
No, it's,
whatever.
okay, understood. Any other comments, questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of resolution number 2026-021, authorizing certain improvements by the Alpine Education Foundation, Inc. at the leased premises located at 200 Buffalo Drive, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed?
I'm going to abstain.
Abstain for Ms. Scafidi. Resolution carries. All right. Let's see, looks like we're down to ordinance number 2026-008. Can we get a motion to put this on the table?
Make a motion for first reading, ordinance number 2026-008, interim permitting update.
Second. Yeah.
We have a second from Ms. Weirda. We have a motion, it's been seconded. Discussion. I guess first, we would get comments from staff. Do you mind? Come on up and maybe you could give us the reasoning behind this new ordinance. And give us your name, by the way.
Gina Corson, the Planning and Zoning Administrator for the town of Alpine. So there's kind of two things going on here. First off, we are trying to build out the new online permitting system. And we recently had a meeting with our building official, and we were discussing some of the kind of extreme permitting processes that we have. Like, for instance, with sheds, decks, and roofs, we have like this really base category where you just come in and sign a paper, an affidavit saying you're going to follow it. And then anything above that very simple project goes all the way to the minor construction permit. And it just seems like it's a very restrictive and costly change from the base one to the minor construction permit. So with the guidance from the building official, he's like, I feel like there should be like maybe this interim, like, or middle ground permit that is a kind of a lower level review than your master or your minor construction, but a higher level review than your affidavit. And we can do it at a middle ground cost as well. And so because we are kind of deep in the middle and getting towards the end of building out the citizen serve permitting portal, I wanted to be able to change this so we can build that out properly the first time and then do the final updates to all that in the LUDC revisions, which, as Mo has said, could take months. So that's where this came about.
Yeah, and we had a discussion with the building official, and we recognized that there's this gray area where the cost of the permit would be more than the actual construction that you're doing.
Right.
And so we don't want that. I mean, there's so many do-it-yourselfers, people that are redoing decks and things of that nature, putting up their own fence. I personally have done that. And one example is re-roofing my shed. It doesn't seem like I should have to come in and get a $250 permit so I'm legit and it doesn't even, I already had all the building materials.
Well, I mean,
from
minor
up-
construction is
what-
actually 750 plus plan review plus inspection. So
Yeah.
you're looking at probably an average of $1,100 just for that minor construction permit. Whereas, like you said, you may be $400 into the project, so it doesn't necessarily,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
it's crazy, and we're just trying to make it a better process for the citizens, so.
And the reason behind why this was a quote-unquote emergency and why it was put on there is that we just thought before we get to the building season, it'd be helpful just to do this. And then we heard from people that were concerned about it being an emergency. And to tell you the truth, we're probably missing, a handful of these permits leading up to when we could actually pass it. So we decided to take the emergency off, and then we're just going to have 3 readings. We'll have it done before the end of May, I guess, and, hit as much of the summer building season as possible. But that's kind of the background behind it. Go ahead.
Okay, so have you come up with pricing yet, or not?
I did, there should be a
It's-
fee
it's-
schedule.
So it's on here.
Oh, yeah,
Up
Doug,
there,
it was,
yeah.
okay, I wasn't
Okay.
looking.
So,
Finally.
Yeah, part of that was actually, I think, reducing the affidavit fee as well, and then,
yeah, for example, the affidavit for a deck was $250?
yeah, I think 250, the roof was 300 or something, and I was like, let's reduce those, because they are just very simple projects, and it doesn't take a lot of town administrative time to review these, because we don't have to review them, so let's transfer those costs onto the permits that actually do get the review.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions or comments regarding this?
So my only question, and this makes sense, one thing you've been trying to do as you're working through the land use development code is also provide clarity, getting rid of some of the black and white and the...
No, the gray. Get rid of the gray.
And so my only question is, in determining this, the language says, the planning and zoning administrator and/or building official are authorized to determine the appropriate level of permit review based on project scope and complexity. So do you have sort of an interior set of criteria, or are you going to be arguing with every person that comes in over which?
So, I mean, I've
category
already
they fall in?
started building that system out in the LUDC updates, and so, I mean, I think we have a vague grasp on what that's going to be. Of course, that's subject to final revisions of the LUDC, but yeah, it's not just going to be willy-nilly like,
Oh, no.
here you
yeah,
go.
no,
Yeah.
fine. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
more thinking you're going to have someone coming in saying, well, no, this is a minor thing, and you're thinking, no, it's
Right.
clearly this. Are you going to?
Yeah. No, we definitely have some criteria for each permit type.
And part of it's up to the administrator. I mean, there may be, there's a situation, there's a back and forth with the person and just say, listen, this is what I'm doing. I think I should be in this affidavit range. Then you're willing to listen to them and just verify that. But I think this helps us quite a bit. So anyways, any other questions, comments for Gina?
No, thanks for keeping at it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gina.
Yep.
All right, so seeing as though there's no further questions, all those in favor of ordinance number 2026-008 on first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Ordinance carries on first reading. Next is second reading of ordinance number 2026-002.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 2026-002, establishing uniform public notice requirements.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. It's been seconded by Councilmember Burchard. Is there any changes from the first reading to the second reading?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone have any questions or comments for the clerk on this one? Basically, just for the people in attendance, this is going to basically make it very clear how we notify the public for basically everything that we do. From, notifying, there's a list of things of all the different things that we need to notify citizens about. For example, when there's a simple subdivision, major subdivision, annexation, PUDs, all that stuff. And so there's an area around this piece of property that we have to notify everybody in there. And our land use development code is all over the place. Some of it's 300, some of it's 500 feet. So this just makes it really unified, and it's kind of a lot easier for the staff to figure out what needs to be notified. So that's the background on this. Any other questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of, on second reading, ordinance number 2026-002, establishing uniform public notice requirement, say aye.
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 Aye, opposed? Hearing none, ordinance carries on second reading. Next is the consideration of retail liquor license application for Triple JL companies doing business as Alpine Standard. Do we have a motion?
I can do it. Motion to approve, I'm used to ordinances. Motion to approve retail liquor license application, Triple JL Companies, DBA Alpine Standard.
Second?
We have a motion, it's been seconded. So, Madam Clerk, just quick clarification for Mike.
Yes, sir.
Now, we've done our selection process, we've had an open public hearing, and now we are actually, we're going to vote on it to give that to them, but the liquor division,
They have reviewed it. It is complete.
okay, so they've weighed in on it, and so we're winning in that sense. Okay.
This is their last step.
This is their last step, it sounds
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yes, after this, Sarah will take care of issuing a liquor license.
Okay.
If the vote is for.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, anyone have any comments? I'm assuming no one in the public have comments because they didn't comment during the public hearing, but you never know. All right, all those in favor of the motion to approve the retail liquor license application for Triple JL Companies, DBA Alpine Standard, say aye.
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 Aye, opposed? Hearing none, congratulations, you now have a liquor license. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
Could say that twice.
Oh, my God. That was great. We feel your pain. All right, appreciate it. Good luck with that, you guys. Next is the Dead Horse Permit Extension Fee Modification Request. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve or deny a prorated quarterly extension fee of $750 per permit in lieu of the standard $3,000 annual extension fee for dead horse permits.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded. I will tell you that, again, this is another piece of the broken land use development code. So if I'm not mistaken, currently, a commercial building permit is good for 1 year, but the residential is good for 2 years. Now, it just does not make sense to me. And, I'm sorry? What is it?
They're all good for 1 year, it's the amount of extensions.
Okay, that's what it is. So, but in this particular case, they're so close to being done with the construction that they have asked us via this email to have a reduction in the fee from the, what was it?
3,000.
3,000, and they're asking to have it reduced to 750, yes. So that's where this comes from. Danny Gavin sent this, and we have Rex here if anybody has any questions on it. But I see this, I recommended that they bring this forward because this is something that I think town councils should be looking at, and it, highlights a gap in the system from my point of view. But open to communication on, or any discussion on this.
No, I agree with that. I mean, it's trying to get it there.
Yeah, they're so close. I would hate to have them pay a full another year's fee to extend it. It makes sense too. I like the quarter breakdown so that if there are anything else comes up that holds it up a little bit, you're covered,
And that's maybe something we should consider when we do the big change for the land use development code, that when you do your, you can ask for a quarterly extension instead of a full year.
Yeah.
So,
Jim, do you have a comment on this?
any other questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor of said motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Congratulations. You've got 3 more months. That's all we wanted. All right, next is the consideration of reimbursement request for sewer diagnostic services at 399 Columbine Street. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve or deny reimbursement of the sewer diagnostic expense for 399 Columbine Street.
Second.
Well, do you want me to pick one?
Do I have to pick one?
I think-
After discussion?
I think what we'll do is, we have a motion, did we have a second?
Yeah, second.
You seconded? Okay, so we have a motion, and then we'll have our discussion. I think if we want to choose one of those, we'll make an amendment to the original motion and just clarify that. Okay? So we have a motion, it's been seconded, discussion.
Jim, could you weigh in on this, please?
Okay, we'll let you weigh in. Go ahead.
You can't do it. Sets a bad precedent. You've already followed what our insurer told us to do. It was denied. They can file a claim if they feel it was improperly denied and go through the Governmental Claims Act.
Yeah.
Even if we've done it?
We shouldn't have done it before.
The precedent's already been set,
I know.
correct? In the past, they did it and did it, potentially.
Well, I won't let you do it.
Okay.
So then can we go to LGLP to say?
No, they need to file a
Okay.
governmental claim.
I thought it has been filed and it was denied.
Well, then, the LGLP has denied it. They can go and seek counsel from an attorney and go through the proper process. I'm sorry.
I'm the homeowner.
I'm sorry.
I did file a claim.
Okay,
It was
well,
denied
then you need to talk.
and reimbursed. I mean, even if it's a partial reimbursement,
Who else has been reimbursed?
I don't know the addresses. I think it's Scheller.
No, we have fixed the broken sewer in those areas.
but in previous years, the town reimbursed the diagnostic fees 5 or 6 years ago.
Shouldn't.
For at least one person.
I know of two.
Without the documents, but no, the other reimbursement was not for diagnosis.
Why?
It was a reimbursement of sewer fees.
Okay. You
Well, I
can't,
would be okay with the reimbursement of sewer fees.
we can't do
Can't do
it.
that.
You can't get fees back, and they shouldn't have done that
They
either.
shouldn't have done
Right.
that either.
You can't have free water, you can't have free sewer.
But I didn't have sewer for like 5 years. We weren't connected. I mean, but I'm not asking for a reimbursement of the sewer fees. I'm asking for a reimbursement of the diagnostic fee because we were never connected. And it was under the road. It wasn't reconnected to the lateral line at our property, which we were told to do.
Right.
So
Yep.
the people across the street that had that same problem a few years ago, their diagnostic fee was paid. Everybody else, you guys, I'm
That's
very
something you
grateful.
need to bring up with an attorney. I'm,
So you'd rather me go through an attorney? Like, there's not.
I have to
credit
follow.
on my
No,
water bill and
I'm,
courtesy
can't
fee.
do that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Them too.
That's better for the town. I mean, I understand, but there's this ongoing issue where all these other people have been helped in our neighborhood. You ran the cameras, you looked at everybody else's connection to determine who was connected and I appreciate that, at no fee to a homeowner, but we're asked to pay it. We're the only ones being asked to pay it in the
No,
neighborhood.
you
that I
did
know
it
of.
on your own volition. You
Well, we called the
incurred that
town
cost.
first. We called the town first, and they said it was not on their end, so we called a plumber. We thought we were connected. We thought we had a clog, so we paid to have it staked. We paid to run the camera. Then they couldn't see it because it wasn't connected, so we had to pay to do like a water jet. It was very expensive. But our first call was to the town, and they said it wasn't on their end, it wasn't on their side, which I at the time, they didn't know. I mean, you guys came and fixed it the next day, so I'm appreciative of that. But we did, our first call was to the town, and they said to call a plumber.
Understand. Yep.
Help me out, Jim.
I know, this still makes me
can't do
very
this.
uncomfortable.
If you want to pay her, you can take it out of your own pocket, but you cannot do it. There's a process, once your claim has been denied, that she can go through an attorney and go through that process.
But we asked for a reimbursement from the
Ma'am,
beginning, and we
you're
were
not going
told
to
to file a
convince me
claim.
otherwise. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm saying no, and if they want to cough up money out of their own pockets, I'll put in $300 myself, but it's not going to come out of public funds.
I have to go with the advice of my attorney, so I think I would suggest that we do the same. Who made the motion?
I did.
Would you be interested in withdrawing your motion or changing, amending it to say either approve or deny?
I'll withdraw my motion to approve or deny reimbursement of the sewer diagnostic expense for 399 Colorado Street.
Okay, so the motion's been withdrawn. I'm assuming we don't have another motion?
I mean, I want to make a motion, but now I'm being told it's a...
You can make a motion, I don't know if you're going to get a second, you know? But
Yeah, but you just told us.
I did. I'm sorry. I told you. I'll throw in $300 out of my own pocket.
Well, I don't
But
want
it-
people's
but it-
money out of their own
No,
pocket.
I know.
But there's a process, ma'am, and I'm sorry.
I mean, I followed the process, so now I need to, the claim that was
you're
denied,
still following the process.
so I
You're
need to
still-
hire a lawyer now.
Yeah.
is what you're
Exactly.
saying. That's
Yes,
the process.
exactly.
How much is the plane?
21.
2100.
Is it attached or not?
What?
Okay, sorry.
Should be
Thanks,
attached.
Jen.
Is it attached? Yes.
Yeah, the claim's here, but
The element.
Claim in the invoice
LGLP
is
denied
attached.
it. There's a process to go through when they deny it. So you need to talk to an attorney because there's a statute of limitation that you've got to be following, okay?
I was really punctual. We asked for the reimbursement in November when it
All right.
happened,
Okay.
right after it happened.
Thank you.
So
But I guess we
I
can't
haven't
help
been
you.
dragging my feet.
No, thank you, Jenny.
Okay, we will move on. Consideration of a plan unit development, PUD application for Dead Horse Development LLC. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the planned unit development PUD for Dead Horse Development LLC, subject to the conditions outlined in the Planning and Zoning Commission's recommendation, including ERU allocation, CCNR finalization, and compliance with all applicable regulations.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second?
Second from Ms. Weirda. We have a motion, it's been seconded, any discussion? I think we've already kind of hammered this in the hearing that we had, but is there any other discussion that would pertain to this? Come on up. Mr. Sherbel.
Is this a first reading for an ordinance, or is this just an approval of an application?
It's my
I'm a little
understanding that
unclear of that.
this is an approval of an application, correct? Yep.
Ah. Sarah, did she not do an ordinance?
It doesn't need to be an ordinance.
Yes. We need to read an ordinance 3 times.
Hold my motion, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's,
We can just table it, or just...
why don't we do this? Let's just take a recess real quick for 5 minutes, just if anyone needs to use the restroom, you're more than welcome. And then we'll see if we can pull this together. If we can't, we'll just move it down the list, and hopefully we'll have it done by the end of the night for you. We can pull it together real quick, so let's just take a 5-minute recess. You guys can turn off your microphone. If anyone needs some water or something, we can get you one, or you're more welcome to use the restroom.
I told her it's now. Still there.
yourself? Doing well. All right. What do you think? Good. Yeah. Together.
Just trying to work on the stormwater.
About those buildings, because you don't know what's coming in, so you don't know what's rubbish. Right. If you're like, I want to rub it in.
Not too much.
Right. Yes, exactly. 80%. Running it out and selling his name. He ever pays for it. Why did I do this? I should have done it 10 years ago. I always thought of like on a commercial part is to make sure that sometimes there's continuing that around between, you know, that if you don't want to. Yeah, I think it's so
Keep in mind too, is that we have, sometimes we had homeowners extend. So yeah, it just depends on the homeowner's situation.
and I've seen it towards you. Just relax.
Well, that's the concern also was with the staff. That's adorable. That's so adorable. Oh, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, that's fun.
Oh, that's so cute. Now I saw that today. I just saw it.
Some of the land purchases got interesting when they did this, people saw a little bit, I said, it might be interesting.
Yeah, but I made some notes.
Like their market
Okay, we're back in session. I think what we're going to do is we're going to ask to have that motion withdrawn, and then we are going to have the updated version here in just a few moments. So who made that?
I'll withdraw my motion to approve the planned unit development PUD for Dead Horse Development LLC.
Okay, do we have to, he's withdrawn, do we have to vote or anything, Jim, when he withdraws? Okay, so that is withdrawn. Let's just work down the list here, and we'll pick that up here in just a minute. Let's not go to that one next. That's probably going to be a lengthy discussion. It sounds like we're almost there. This is, again, another example of the land use development code is broken. Now, Mr. Sherbel, maybe you could actually get this on the record, but do you mind coming up? Is there any other communities, do you mind hitting the button there? Is there any other communities that require an ordinance for a planned unit development?
I'm not aware of any in Lincoln County.
Lincoln County, okay.
Or, I don't even think Teton County does. PUD is usually like a regular subdivision application. It does go through some public hearings, but not an ordinance.
Yeah, okay.
So-
We've already had a public hearing tonight on this, and
But it
no one
still would be
expressed.
3 readings.
Well, it needs to be 3 readings.
Yeah.
Yeah. so-
Under your current regulations,
Yeah.
that's true. I'm suggesting that you may want to consider changing that to less than 3, I mean, not an ordinance, just
Yeah.
an application. It's really a subdivision application, a PUD. It's just as your rules state, it's a flexible type of subdivision that you can allow certain things to happen, so.
I'm assuming it may be, and Mr. Sanderson, if you could speak to this, you do have the opportunity in a planned unit development to edit the requirements of the underlying zoning. And I know you have us that in the event that we're changing zoning on a property, that we do that by ordinance. Do you think that was the logic?
Well, it's logic because yes, you're doing something, and the idea is you're having 3 readings. It gives people time to come in and comment on what's being done in their neighborhood. So I would strongly suggest that you continue doing it as an ordinance. I know it's painful, I know it takes longer, but it also gives people notice as to what's going on.
Okay, so what we've done is we've just done a really cut and dry ordinance for the first reading, and to be honest, Monica and the staff is going to really pour over this and make sure we have everything covered for the second and third reading, but right now it's just really cut and dry. So maybe we should just read this because it's not very long. Monica, do you mind?
No, absolutely not.
Thank you. We'll get it in the record.
An ordinance approving a planned unit development application submitted by Dead Horse Development, LLC, for property located at Lot 1, Dead Horse Meadows Addition, also known as 856 Elkhorn Drive, Alpine, Wyoming, subject to conditions. Whereas Dead Horse Development, LLC, applied for a planned unit development for property located at Lot 1, Dead Horse Meadows Addition, 856 Elkhorn Drive, and whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing, reviewed the application, and recommended an approval on April 15th, 2026. Now therefore be it ordained by the Town of Alpine, Section 1 approval, the Town Council approves the planned unit development submitted by Dead Horse Development, LLC, for the Alpine Business Park addition. Findings, the Town Council finds that the PUD is consistent with the town's master plan, is compatible with surrounding properties, has adequate infrastructure, access, and parking, meets the requirements of the Land Use Development Code. Conditions of approval, this approval is subject to the following. ERU allocation, the applicant must assign the existing 5.48 sewer ERUs to the individual units, subject to town approval. Additional ERUs, any additional sewer capacity required must be paid before permits are issued. CNRs, Covenants, conditions, and restrictions must be finalized, approved by the town, and recorded before final plat or unit ownership documents are issued. YDOT requirements, the project must comply with all YDOT requirements, including access from Elkhorn Drive only and permitting for any work in the right-of-way. Final documents, final plat, and development documents must be submitted and approved before recording. Code compliance, the project must comply with all applicable town codes and regulations. Effective date, this ordinance takes effect upon adoption and publication as required by law.
Have we put it on the table yet, you guys? Oh, I'll entertain a motion for first reading of ordinance number 2026-010.
Make a motion to approve ordinance on first reading, number 2026-010, an ordinance approving a planned unit development application submitted by Dead Horse Development LLC for property located at Lot 1, Dead Horse Meadows, addition, also known as 856 Elkhorn Drive, Alpine, Wyoming, subject to conditions.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded. Let the record show that the clerk has already read the first reading, first draft of this ordinance. Is there any other discussion? So we will, like I said, we will have the town staff go through this, and we'll have a more cleaned up version for this second reading. But if there's no further discussion, seeing none, all those in favor on first reading of ordinance number 2026-010, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, ordinance passes on first reading. So we'll keep that moving along for you guys. Appreciate your patience on that. Okay, next is first reading on ordinance number 2026-003, establishing regulations prohibiting the sale, use, and discharge of fireworks. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve on first reading ordinance 2026-003, establishing regulations prohibiting the sale, use, and discharge of fireworks within the town of Alpine.
Correct.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded. Discussion. Okay, so this has been, we've had several work sessions on this, and we've discussed this in public meetings, and we're bringing this forward because we're trying to establish, does the economic benefit over here outweigh the risk of having a major forest fire over here? And we haven't really received much comment other than today from, a list of people, a long list of people that are concerned that we'll be taking away the fireworks. So that's why this is coming forward. We have a letter from the fire chief. We have a bunch of other public comment. I guess my only thing with this ordinance is that, and I agree, we've heard from some people that, like, they've already made plans for the summer and to sell fireworks. They've made arrangements to lease land from these other businesses and get their tents, and they've already bought their stuff they're selling for this summer. So I think the one thing that I would be interested in changing on this, and I would like your feedback, is the effective date, that basically we make it December 31st of 2026. So this would go into effect starting in 2027. I think that is a reasonable request for this because it is so late in the year. But anyway, I'll open it up to discussion.
I think I'm just uncomfortable with how policing it is. Yes, I do not want forest fires. But I think after listening to Stephen Allen, I kind of want to defer that if there needs to be a ban, the county will put a ban in. I don't want to limit what we sell or things like that. And I feel like and I don't mean to put it under this large blanket, but it's like the noise ordinance. We don't have anyone enforcing anything. And so it's like we pass these things, but then I don't see enforcement. And I'm just not sure I feel comfortable at this point doing a blanket prohibiting.
I hear what you're saying.
That is my opinion.
As far as enforcement goes.
Yep.
If they're not able to even purchase them in this area,
I
then
think
it's going to
that's-
make it a lot easier to enforce them, because I doubt they're going to be as prominent as they are.
Yeah, I just think you're affecting a lot of businesses and a lot of economics in this
So-
town.
In which way?
I mean, I think we got letters, one gentleman, now I would like to understand the sales tax, but he sells 200,000. Then you have the red fireworks, which isn't technically part of the town of Alpine. But then you have, I think, 3 stores that probably sell them.
Right. And so, and whose economic benefit is it?
Those stores would be to the town.
So, like 1% of the sales tax?
Well, it's not even just the sales. I just don't feel comfortable doing a blanket prohibiting when the county, if the county does their, like T said, the soil studies and those, they're going to have a ban no matter what, is how I look at it. I think I would prefer to defer to the county than create a stronghold on this issue.
Okay.
Well, technically, the ban, I believe, would only apply to, for instance, the town of Alpine doing 4th of July fireworks.
Oh, not.
Because the forest, the BOR, the BLM, it's already banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I
It's-
feel like those are the places it should be banned. I mean, in the forest.
Right, so
But
I
we're-
guess the enforcement on that is impossible. And,
No,
Yeah.
I totally understand, but that's my, you just.
and
asked
just
the
to also clarify, it's already illegal to fire off any fireworks in the town of Alpine.
I know. So what would change with this ordinance?
What's going to change is they're not going to be able to buy them here anymore.
Okay, well, I believe in free commerce.
Okay, I understand.
So-
We heard from, a bunch of people today saying that, how it affects their family and things like that. And I guess part of me is like, these people live out of the state and they're coming here and generating all this revenue for their small business and their family, and then they're leaving. And there's, the fireworks stand, they've been there how many years, right? And they've put all their kids and grandkids through college. I mean, good on them. But, I don't see the fireworks stand or any of these other businesses really coming back to the town of Alpine with anything, not even a thank you. But, it seems like if we were to go forward and do nothing, then I think we need to change the permitting process and make it so the town actually gets something out of this. But I don't think that, there may be people that come to the town of Alpine just to shoot off fireworks, I don't know. But I think people come for everything else that the town of Alpine offers, and then fireworks are an added benefit that they get to take advantage of.
Thane has a fireworks stand. Do they ban? I didn't research that. I forgot to ask them.
They do not have a ban
They don't
on
have a
selling fireworks. I don't know about shooting them off, but.
It's a good question.
And
Any
I
comment?
also want to clarify, because I was reading Chief Votes, he didn't bring this to the table, but he supports it.
He absolutely did not bring this
Okay.
to the table.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. He's in support of it because, basically, they're the ones that are responsible, that if a fire
Absolutely.
starts, they're going to be the ones that have to fight it.
And I don't want to be insensitive to that. I'm very aware of what's coming this
Yeah.
summer. I
With-
would hope
with the
people-
weather
I would
conditions, you
hope that people would be smart and self-regulate.
Yeah.
That's my, have we lost this self-regulation? Okay.
I don't have much faith in that, but.
But I do agree with postponing it. In all of our discussions, we hadn't really come up with the fireworks stand, ordering their stock for the summer, making their plan, and to,
And do they pay sales tax? To the town?
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify.
Through the state and everything, yeah.
So it's,
But does it go to the town of?
so all,
So if they're selling 200.
yeah, all sales tax goes to the state, to the Department of Revenue, and then they send it back based on population. And so when you look at the schedules, yeah, we get ours based on our population of full-time year-round residents.
Back to fuzzy math.
Fuzzy math.
It's
That's all
very
right.
confusing.
So, yeah, just a couple thoughts kind of piggybacking on this. On the one hand, and unfortunately I don't have written comments, but talking to my neighbors, talking to other people in the community, and I live up in the woods, all of my neighbors are saying, I hate the fireworks, get rid of them, I don't want my house to start on fire. From those same people, you're also hearing the comments of, why are you prohibiting what I can and cannot purchase? That's an overstep of government, which I also agree with. So I don't know where that balance is. My other question was partly addressed is, if we say, okay, you can't purchase fireworks in the town of Alpine, fine, these businesses can go 1 mile down the road into the county and we haven't solved our problem. So
So we've had this discussion in, Mr. Allen tonight, representing the chief of staff for Lincoln County, has said that there's a process, but they may be willing to kind of go along with our prohibiting fireworks sales, and they would do an overlay, update the Alpine overlay that would disallow the sale of fireworks.
maybe.
No, it's a chance, but yes, there has to be, we've got to do our part first, see where that goes, and then we could make a recommendation to them that they follow suit, and then it's in their hands. There's no guarantee one way or the other that if we disallow them, that the county would follow suit.
Would follow suit, yeah. And then, my third comment was already been addressed, just that these business owners have already geared up for the summer season, and now we're just pulling the rug out from under them, so
Yep.
maybe this just needs to be tabled for 4 months and revisited in the fall.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I'm up to whatever you guys think.
I'd just like to thank, all the comments we got today. We got a lot of comments, and I read through all of them. A lot of them were pretty similar. I live in Idaho. My family and I look forward to coming to Alpine every year to light off fireworks. And you can, or at least I could kind of read the excitement in there. What I would unfortunately say to that is, your excitement to those fireworks you get to light off is my dread when I see you driving in and then lighting all those fireworks going, okay, is this going to happen? From 7 years on Alpine Fire, every year, with the exception of 1 year when the county put a ban on, we've put out fires. So when you're waiting for the county to put a ban on, it doesn't matter. I put out some of the biggest field fires going straight up our neighborhood. There was no ban. So I really appreciate everybody reaching out, because what we said last time when we were thinking of doing this is, I knew I had my stance, but I wanted to hear from, folks. And it's good. Let's see, Alexis and Matt, that's one thing that we didn't take into account of them pre-ordering. And I definitely don't want to put that burden on anybody. So I definitely agree with putting the date end of this year. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us this summer. Because I've watched in the past 5 years the amount of fireworks increase and increase and increase and increase. And when you're surrounded by forests, it's only a matter of time. And so as much as I hate regulation, I also, all you got to do is look through some of the towns that have burned up, and it's like, no, I don't want that for Alpine. And if this is one thing we can do to help that, then that's where I'm at.
Okay.
But I I don't want to put the burden on those that have already ordered, so I would agree to the end of the year.
Okay. Do you have any direct thoughts? Or did you already impart your wisdom on us?
Just, yeah, same things everybody else has said. The residents that live here day in, day out, year-round, are all very concerned about fire danger and are generally in favor of this ban. So, but I do think we should table it until the fall
Okay.
and readdress it.
Who made the original motion?
I think Jeremy?
Did I? I guess I did.
Would everyone be open to just tabling it until later on this fall? I'm glad we have this discussion, but
yes.
you don't care?
I can,
Okay.
I can wait to table and vote.
Move to table first reading ordinance number 2026-003, establishing regulations prohibiting the sale, use, and discharge of fireworks within the town of Alpine.
Second.
We have a motion of tabling and a second. Any discussion on tabling it? All those in favor of tabling this ordinance until later on in the year, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Ordinance is tabled. Okay. How about recreational fires? Next on the list is ordinance number 2026-004. Do we have a motion? Or should we consider just tabling this until the end of the...
I'll make a motion to approve first reading of
Okay.
ordinance 2026-004, regulations governing open burning, recreational fires, and outdoor fires.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded, discussion. So, Madam Clerk, the purpose of this one is really to kind of clarify some ambiguity in the land use development code and some other
ordinance.
and some other ordinances we have, correct?
By town ordinance, there is regulations in place to govern recreational fires, but there is no law in place to stop like construction material burning or trash burning. And so when we recognize that, that's why we brought it to you in work session format after doing some investigation. So, yeah, in the land use development code, I know it's a big concern for you guys with construction material burning.
Yeah, that was something we definitely brought up, is burning trash. But on the other hand, this is something we've debated many times back and forth at the P&Z. I don't see anything wrong with somebody wanting to build a deck, and they've got a couple 2x4s left over, little pieces, and we all have it, and just want to burn it. But I also can understand and get on board with something that's not in a contained fire pit or whatnot, to where it's not shooting up sparks everywhere. I can get on board with that. Instead of just having an outright ban, it would be nice if it would have like a good fire pit, so to speak, not just all your stuff in the middle of your yard on fire.
Well, this isn't banning.
It's not for sure?
No,
Okay.
it's, look at section 4.
It's like governing
4A.
open banning, yeah, governing open banning. But I wanted to just give you a little bit more suggestions, because I didn't get a chance to read that this morning, I apologize.
But I was confused on this because recreational fire versus portable outdoor fireplaces, like, I don't have 25 feet from my house.
That was my biggest discussion, both the
Because the
25-foot
25
mark and the 15-foot mark.
And the 15, because I'm like, I don't know if people have 25 feet from their house
Maybe not, yeah.
to burn,
Yeah.
realistically.
Well, and you really shouldn't have a fire that's over 20 feet tall anyway, but still,
Yeah.
a little fire.
Because I guess and then what constitutes a portable outdoor fireplace? Are we just talking like those little metal ones?
Well, there's
Well,
a
that,
definition,
Rio stoves, the
definition
solo
C.
stoves,
Oh,
yeah.
there it is.
So portable outdoor fireplace means a portable outdoor solid fuel burning device constructed of steel, concrete, clay, or other non-combustible material designed to contain and control outdoor fire.
Yeah. I think if there's a year to do this, I think this is the year for sure. But I don't know how much will actually change. It's hard to quantify, like, how many people are burning their...
I'll go through it as well, and I just wanted to voice some a little bit of concern.
I appreciate your comments on that.
I'll go through it as well and read it a little bit closer. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and please get us your feedback.
So then
Yes, ma'am.
can we table it?
Love to have it.
Well, I mean, I think we could read it, we could take a vote on first reading and then make changes, especially the 15-foot or whatever, clarify some of that stuff. But it would be nice to get this over the finish line before the summer season when everyone's going to be here.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Jim, question for you. On Section 10 penalties, ordinance shall be subject to a fine not to exceed $1,000 per violation. I thought state statute said a $750 cap, or is that something else?
Well, no, a misdemeanor, high misdemeanor can be $1,000. Usually on other misdemeanors are $750. I don't see why, given the possible danger, why it can't be considered a high misdemeanor, but,
Okay.
but it's a civil penalty, so.
Right.
Fine on it.
Again, enforcement of this is always the tough one, but it's more likely going to take a complaint from a neighbor or something that's burning trash or, construction job site happening next door to you and, they're burning all their pallets or something and you're concerned, then it's, we're unlikely to see a bunch of black smoke. If someone sees a bunch of black smoke in town, I mean, someone's probably calling 911. So, and then they can deal with chief vote. Anyways, any other comments on this? Since we have the motion on the table, I would like to take a vote if we can.
Any further comments? Just be, look into
The feet.
the feet, and then I thought I had one other.
I guess if you have any other comments,
No.
just pass them on to
Yeah.
Sarah, and then we'll make sure we catch them on second reading. But, all right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor of ordinance number 2026-004, regulations governing opening, burning, recreational fires, and outdoor fire on first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, ordinance passes on first reading. Okay, next is first reading of ordinance number 2026-005.
Motion to approve first reading of ordinance number 2026-005, establishing fees for administrative services, return payments, and staff reimbursements.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Discussion. Madam Clerk, can you just give us the lowdown on this ordinance?
Yes, so this is the governing document that will allow us to charge fees for accounts receivable, copies, notary services, all of those basic things that we do. Currently, we've done it in the way that we're doing all of our ordinances now, where we put the regulation in one. In this case, because some of these fees could change throughout the year, and we didn't want it's really not like a utility payment where we need 3 readings. If you desire, we could certainly do the fee side of it by ordinance as well, but we have designated these fees to be instituted by resolution, so they will appear on the 3rd reading. When we did our work session, I think the initial, these are the fees that we're going to charge, were submitted to you. So yeah, so this is like, even things like, there is times that the guys out in the street, there is a sewer lift station at the Flying Saddle Resort. It is owned by Flying Saddle. However, our guys provide labor. They are getting their labor at a very low rate. This allows us to increase that to recapture the average cost of an employee with
Yeah,
benefits.
The actual cost for us.
Yeah, they're paying less than the actual cost right now. Yeah.
Do we have an MOU with them?
I'm not
On
aware
that?
of one. We just go.
And then the
That's a good
fee
question.
schedule for late payments,
Yes.
that's already been, I was reading and I didn't get all the data. We set that or we've already set that? Like the 1%, 1.5%?
So that'll be set by resolution at the third reading.
Okay.
Because the actual fees are not in here. This says we can charge the fee, and the fee will be adopted by resolution on the third reading.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And so we have in the draft that we have now, for that to be 1.5% per month.
Okay.
And if you have any other suggestions, we're open to them. Do you want me to email you the fee schedule again? Would that be helpful?
No, I'll look for it.
Okay.
Just find it.
Yeah, we'll just, actually, why don't you put it on the next meeting
Okay,
packet?
we'll do that.
And then we'll take a look at it, and then
Yep.
maybe we'll have some comments on that.
Yeah, so we can have it prepared for the next
For
meeting.
the third, okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Any other questions, comments? All right, all those in favor on first reading ordinance number 2026-005, establishing fees for administrative services, return payments, and staff reimbursements, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, ordinance carries, passes on first reading. Whew, is it 9:20 at night? Okay, now we get into budget land. First reading of ordinance number 2026-006.
Make a motion to pass on first reading ordinance 2026-006, amended budget fiscal year 2026.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded, discussion. Madam Clerk, have you verified these numbers based on our last work session?
That's correct.
Session? Okay.
There was one change. We did find when we moved them from the spreadsheet into this, that one of the lines weren't adding on this spreadsheet. We've corrected that. So there was like a $25,000 change, and I don't remember which fund.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions, comments? I know we've kind of poured over this quite a bit in our work sessions, but...
I do think it's important to make clear that this is the first draft of the budget. The town of Alpine has not yet received the state of Wyoming, the WAM's budgetary handbook, which helps us predict the income. We have not yet received that. Expenses are based on what we know this time.
Right. And we should also say that we have gone over, and this staff, sewer and water, have come up with capital requests, and this budget doesn't necessarily use those or take those into, we haven't implemented into the budget yet. So this is kind of like the first glance at the budget, and then once we have more numbers from the state and better idea of revenue coming in, then we'll start to plug in some of those capital projects.
Which year is this, by the way?
That will be
26.
Is it- Okay, so this is based
I'm
off a
sorry.
year, no, I apologize too, because I led you down that path. This is based on year-to-date actual.
Okay, so-
I literally took the last month and multiplied the
Yeah,
by
we
the
should
remaining
be,
months.
so I'll say the same thing on the next budget.
Yes.
But this one should be pretty darn close, and we just have to get through the next 2 months and finalize,
Yes,
the
and
budget.
tweak it a
But-
bit.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. All those in favor of ordinance number 2026-006 on first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, ordinance carries on first reading. So now, next is first reading of next year's budget.
Motion to approve first reading of ordinance number 2026-007, budget for fiscal year 2027.
With the understanding that capital projects have not been fully reviewed. Was that your intention to have that in there?
Yes,
Okay.
for
With the
transparency.
understanding that the capital projects have not yet been fully reviewed and will be addressed prior to second reading.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded, discussion? Just take what I said a minute ago and use it for this.
And then take what you said.
Yeah,
use it for
and
this.
put that for that, too,
Yes.
yeah, what I said.
Here's
And
the new
icing on the
budget.
cake, understanding that capital projects have not yet been fully.
Correct.
But how are we making up on our waste? I guess that'll,
How-
we'll just keep digging on the wastewater, because it's showing that we're balanced.
I think it's a cash.
Is that,
It shows prior
Prior
year
year
fund
fund
balance
balance,
is
yeah.
being utilized to make it zero.
That's how
okay, so
she's-
that's our loss of 446,000.
That's how she's balancing the budget,
Okay.
446,000.
Yeah, and we do also need to remember that the determination has not been made on what the industrial wastewater fee will be for the pretreatment plant user. Once that's decided, which should be decided hopefully within, I would assume within the next 45 days, once that's decided, that will could transform the budget.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor on first reading of ordinance number 2026-007, budget for fiscal year 2027, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Ordinance carries on first reading. All right, next is P as in Paul. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion, consideration of Amendment 1 to lease agreement, between Town of Alpine and Alpine Education Foundation? What?
You need to read the...
Yeah.
The rest of it?
Seeking motion, make a motion to approve Amendment Number 1 to the lease agreement between the Town of Alpine and Alpine Education Foundation, Inc., and authorize Mayor Eric Green to sign the amendment on behalf of the Town of Alpine.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded.
It is getting late.
Discussion. So, this all pertains to some, maybe Mr. Sanderson could help us with this, but it's all regarding paragraph 30 in the original lease.
Right. I mistakenly put in that the lessee would get the easement, but they can't because it's not their property, so we have to do that. We're in the process of working through that. Number 2 needs to be stricken because we can't have, if we're going to have this easement, you can't have a 30-foot pole there.
Yeah, that's part of the discussion.
Okay, yeah, needs to be stricken.
What Mr. Sanderson is alluding to is basically the navigation easement that we have been discussing with the air park for practically the last year, stipulates that we can't have a structure over 20 feet tall. So, I mean, I agree, it's difficult to, in one hand, give them this easement and then turn around and allow the leaser, the leasee to just put up a 30-foot flagpole. So, any comments on that one? Flagpole authorization?
I still struggle with the 20 feet versus the
80-foot power poles? Yeah.
Well, I think we need to be in good faith here.
I know.
Who made the motion?
Jeremy?
I didn't.
Okay. Is there, I would entertain a motion to amend by striking number 2, flagpole authorization.
Do we want to strike it or just change 30 to 20?
Yes, can they have a 20-foot flagpole?
What specific, is it 20-foot, Jim, do you remember?
Everybody keeps
Yeah, it's
back and forth,
I thought it was
19 feet.
I think it's 19.
19
It
feet.
can't be taller than 19 feet or something
But I
like
thought
that.
you just approved it. Oh, you just approved the fence and the sign.
Right. So I would, if you want to change it, put it 19 feet.
19 feet.
I can find it if you give me a minute.
Oh, it's 19.
As we were talking about if a tree grew up past 19 feet. We have to lob the top off of it.
Yeah.
Next to the 80-foot power line.
Yeah.
That was there, that's a different issue. We didn't do that.
But the plane's going to miss the power poles and hit the 20-foot.
That's exactly.
I'm a pilot. It will be hard.
But not according to the people who love the easy.
Yeah. They'll be lining up that flagpole.
Again, Mr. Sanderson, do you recommend striking number 2 or just changing 30 to no
30
longer?
and 19 is
Okay.
probably the best.
Make a motion to amend my motion for number 2 flagpole authorization, striking 30 feet high and changing it to no more than 19 feet in height.
Their original lease says 20 feet.
Well, that's
Just
why
saying.
we're amending
Yeah.
it, yeah.
We have a motion on the table, a motion to amend the language to say 19 feet in height. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. Do we have a second? Do we not have a second?
Second.
Oh, man, that was close. We have a motion, it's been seconded. I agree with Mr. Sanderson, like, it's really difficult for us to allow them to do it in one side and not in the other agreement. So even though that other agreement isn't quite over the finish line, I think it's imminent, so. Any other discussion on this amendment? All those in favor of said amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain? Okay, motion carries. So now we're back to 19 feet. Any other questions, comments on this document? Okay. Seeing as though there's no other discussion, are we good? Okay. All those in favor of motion to approve amendment number 1 to lease agreement between the town of Alpine and the Alpine Education Foundation, Inc., and authorize Mayor Eric Green to sign the amendment on behalf of the town, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Okay. Motion carries. So now we are down to Q, which is Alpine Well Number 4 Transmission Pipeline Project Agreement. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the Alpine Well Number 4 Transmission Pipeline 2026 Project Agreement and authorize Mayor Eric Green to sign the agreement on behalf of the town of Alpine.
Second.
We have a motion, it's been seconded, discussion. Madam Clerk, this is
For the interconnect,
the interconnect, so this was regarding the $410,000.
$410,000, and we
Yeah.
received a $205,000.
Correct. So half of the project, and we've actually budgeted in next year's budget for the 205 in our budget.
Correct.
So-
Upon finalization of the executed agreement, then our next step will be to engage an engineering firm to
Design. Right.
the project.
Correct. Okay. Any questions on that? All right. All those in favor of said motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We have some tabled items, but I don't believe those merit being brought off the table. Anybody?
I think you did say that you wanted to discuss with council what their actual approach was to this. Do they want you to form a safety committee or explore that? I think that was where we were at with.
Okay,
Sorry.
we don't need to bring it off the table, but, so I think, Ms. Weirda, you brought up that maybe you could just describe your questions about the process, that we're going to do this whole thing, but really, maybe it does make sense to have a committee involved to do this.
Yeah, I've got to try to remember my thoughts now. The essence of it was, the town's trying to put together this safety manual, and in that language, it lined out one person as the sole creator, overseer, executor of everything, and I just see that as, one, a daunting task, but also, there's a lot of liability there. Having a team of eyes to put the manual together, I see as a more effective way, and then having an actual safety officer that's outside of the field staff to be your compliance, person that people can come to, someone who's not a direct supervisor. So those were just my thoughts on it at the time, and I think the whole matter got tabled, so.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you're saying, and I think those are valid points for sure. I think this is something that a committee for something like this, and then you outsource, maybe the town engineer's involved in this, they'd be a great person to have on this. They could actually help write it and all that. So, any other discussion on that? Have any comments, feelings, one way or the other?
No.
I agree with Amy.
Takes a group.
A committee is a good idea.
Yeah.
For various reasons.
Okay, well, let's look at that. Let's have the staff look at that and make some adjustments. And then, get with Craig and whomever else needs to be part of that. And then maybe ask Kevin some of his thoughts. But I think Amy volunteered to be on the committee.
Voluntold.
She's been voluntold. Watch what you bring up, and but no, we need to go through the process, and if that's what we need to do, then we'll get to the point where we're okay. Next is public comment. Did anyone stick around for public comment? Dan, thanks for coming.
Sander, I'll see you tomorrow.
Hello, Patricia McQuaid, Town of Alpine. I have a couple comments. Number one, the Alpine Meadows issue. My property was actually the first one that had issues. It was kind of the same thing. We, had a backup, called our plumber. He snaked it, got a camera, determined it was not connected, which was, the town infrastructure that we realized the town didn't put in that infrastructure, but they did annex the neighborhood, and they did have the ability to inspect that before they accepted it. So anyway, I don't see how the precedent was set, and I don't know how you can deny them reimbursement. You've done, you checked the whole neighborhood, and, if nothing else, you say you can't refund fees, but they paid sewer fees for 6 years, and their sewage was not going into the sewer system. So
we don't know that for sure.
There was a leak of sewage. So for you to say that,
but it may have been going directly into the pipe, just not connected. We don't know, right?
Well, I would bet one way. But anyway, then I think, what was your legal counsel back, it was 21, I believe. So if it was illegal for you to pay that fee, how did it get paid? Then to go on to my other issue.
Go ahead.
This is my time. This is my time.
Okay, we'll talk.
This is my time. My other issue is the
If it's your time, you have
cost.
about a minute left then, because you get 3 minutes.
Well, there's 20 minutes of public comment, so.
You get 3 minutes.
Anybody else? So then, the other issue is the changing the clause in the lease for the school. Now, I realize we all know that everything was rushed. They needed everything right away. But again, the town should have known that it was not within their rights to require require the school to get that easement or whatever it is. So here we are, making a change, which I imagine Mr. Sanderson charges us to make those changes. And we have to wonder what other changes maybe will have to be made. So, those are my comments.
We have Mr.
Have a nice
Sanderson on retainer for just those
Thank you,
things.
Pat.
But what did you want to say, Mr. Sanderson? Anything? Okay. Any other public comment? You guys stayed this late? You didn't even want to make a... Come give us your name?
Just to say thank you.
Come on. Come on up, and we want to hear good things. We don't want to hear only bad. Yeah. Tell us your name.
I'm Matt Hansen. So thank you very much for listening to
You got your correspondence today.
reading the emails that we sent and stuff, and letting us be here and able to do business in your wonderful town. So thank you for listening to us and understanding the situation. Hopefully we can get some more rain in the next several months. So.
Snow tonight, or
Yeah.
tomorrow night.
From what my cousin showed me, looking up for the forecast for moisture coming.
Yeah.
So. But we just wanted to say thank you for your time and all that you do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Yep.
Now, come on. You got to come up, too.
Yeah, we just appreciate you guys, and...
Tell us your name.
Oh, Alexis Naylor.
Okay.
Yes, yes. But I emailed you guys, and thank you for responding and caring, and it just meant a lot that we were being heard, and that you saw our concerns of having a ton of product already, and you're working with us, and just means a lot. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, thanks for sticking around to the end.
Yeah. I just wanted to say you're awesome. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
I'm just
We
here,
didn't get that on the record, Shay, by the way.
Brian Bressman, just supporting my sister-in-law, Alexis, and her desires to make a living for her family.
Yeah.
When she could easily live off the government or do lots of other things.
Yeah.
So,
Well, appreciate you guys
because
coming
she's a single mom, a widow, and she kicks butt and goes to work, and that's how she provides for her family. And I think it's pretty unique way of doing it, and pretty rock starish to do that.
Yeah. Well, I will say, everyone here, that part of this process, and we know it works, is that we put it out there and we get feedback. And so I think the process is working, and no decisions were made tonight, as you know, and well, it sounds like we're going to discuss it more later in the year, so definitely invite you guys back to be part of the discussion at that point. So
Thank you, guys.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. No further public comment?
I'm glad you don't live on the government. You can make changes and build a town of Alpine. It's much easier.
Let the record show that Shay DeMello was here and said we are doing awesome. So. I like Shay. He's better today. All right, thanks, guys. I would entertain a motion to go back into executive session.
Mr. Mayor, would you like to take a 5-minute break and then come back for executive?
Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah.
Mayor, I do apologize for bursting out laughing when you said there's not supposed to be any fireworks with the
Yes, we could actually.
We could do it really quickly.
Oh, can we?
Yeah.
All right. I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
For those reasons.
To enter into executive session pursuant to Wyoming State Statute 16-4-405A2 to consider matters involving legal advice from counsel.
Second.
We have a motion that's been seconded. All those in favor of going into executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.